folks, Timber Drifter here. I was on my way over to a job, but I got there and looked at the driveway and realized that although I could get in there, I wasn't likely going to be getting back out. Not without a tow, so I am on my way home. It's a rainy day. I'm just enjoying a slow cruise. Hopefully the vehicle noise won't be too loud. But the other day I was called out by Philly Piper to do the, I don't know what you call it, a challenge or whatever, from, I think it was Rollin' the Dragon is where it originates. To talk about our first pipe and our first tobacco. So, that's what I'm smoking, my first pipe. And I'm going to keep my eyes on the road here because that's what you should do when you're driving. And my first tobacco, which I actually have a sample of here. I was able to find it after many, many years. So I can't honestly talk about my first pipe and tobacco because I don't know what they were. My very first. I used to go to reenactments, mountain man reenactments, rendezvous, living history events. And there were always clay pipes and tobacco around. And my friend and I, we were in high school. Of course, he had several clay pipes, and somewhere or another we got some tobacco. And we were trying to smoke it in the tent one night, and an older woman who was, I say older, she was probably in her mid-40s, older for us at the time, who was a pipe smoker. She carried a little meerschaum pipe around a chain on her neck while she was doing the reenactments. She caught us, and being a pipe smoker and also a human being, so well, you guys are obviously going to be smoking, so I might as well pack a pipe for you and give you some decent tobacco. So she did that, and I think it was a peach flavored tobacco. Knowing her and the place and time, it was probably like, I think the blend was called Peach Melba from Tinderbox. But also later on we smoked some Lakeland blends around the fire at night. So those were my first pipe smoking experiences, but this is the first pipe that I ever bought. And the first tobacco that I had that didn't come from someone else's odd source, you know. I don't know, as the camera's kind of blurry and it's snowy and the windows are fogged up a little bit, and my engine is making crazy noise because it's wet outside and I need to tune up, belts are squealing and all that. But anyway, this is it. This is the tinderbox pipe that I got. Another friend, not the friend that I used to do reenactments with, and I were both interested in pipe smoking. And we had gone to an antique shop a couple of times and seen that they had pipes. So we both bought one. And this is the one that I bought. And this would have been in the, like, 99, 2000, sometime around there, give or take a year. So we both bought a pipe, and then we went to a mall in a larger town and bought some pipe tobacco. And the pipe tobacco that we bought was Sutliff Tobacco Galleria Nightcap, which I have a sample of here that I ordered last fall. Not going to be able to see that very well, but it's basically a black Cavendish blend with a little, I don't know if that might even be a golden Cavendish or Virginia or something in there. But it looks pretty. It's dark with light highlights in it. So it's a pretty looking tobacco. It smells great. And I think it's described as having 4 distinct fire-cured Cavendishes or something like that, and flavored with cordial. It's quite obviously a blackberry flavoring, blackberry cordial, brandy, whatever you like to call it. It's certainly not cherry or anisette or various other things that I've read in reviews. Either those folks got a weird sample or their taste buds were way off. It's quite obviously blackberry flavored. And I actually made a video about this. I think it was 2017. And the video was titled something like "The Place I Smoked My First Pipe." Road is a little soft. Everything is soft around here right now. So in that video, I didn't know what this tobacco was, but I described it and I said it was terrible. It's not terrible. I'm retracting that remark. This is an excellent aromatic. It's right up there with Dan Tobacco's Devil's Holiday. Maybe not quite as good as Devil's Holiday, but pretty good for a heavily flavored black Cavendish blend. And since I got this sample, every time I smoke it, I think, man, why I should smoke that more often. It's a dessert blend. It's sweet, it's mild, there's really no perceptible nicotine. It tastes like it smells. So I recommend you try this one if you like aromatics, or you're interested in having something you can smoke around other people that isn't entirely offensive to you. I think this is a pretty good choice for that. The room note is good. The room note smells like the tobacco smells in the pouch. The tobacco tastes like it smells in the pouch. Which to me is blackberry brandy, basically. But in the comments of that video that I made, I think it was 2017, the Artful Codger, just from my description, was able to guess that it was probably this blend. So I looked it up, I read the description, I looked at the picture, and I thought that's got to be it. And I ordered it, and it is indeed this tobacco. So he was right on that, for sure. And I intend to order more of this and keep it on hand. Now this pipe, I actually haven't smoked this. Did I say it was a tinderbox pipe? That's all it says on it, is tinderbox and a few numbers. It says St. Ives tinderbox. This pipe I actually haven't smoked in probably a year. Because I had it stored, I had it put away, and I just hadn't gotten back into that particular box of pipes. But when Philly Piper called me out, I thought, well, I'll see if I can find it, because I didn't exactly know where it was. And it's a decent smoking pipe. It always was, especially after I re-drilled it. When I first got it, you couldn't pass a pipe cleaner through it. And there wasn't anything wrong with the drilling in the shank and the bowl. It was the transition The stem and the shank were obviously drilled at different times. The holes didn't match up, so I was able to kind of widen the hole in the mortise, no, the tenon, and then re-drill the shank slightly, and now it passes a pipe cleaner. And that was many years ago. You know, I've been smoking this pipe for 20 years or so. Alright, I'm going to pause the video and return in a few moments. Alright. Drove through a fairly populated section of the road there. You don't need to see everyone's houses. So I'm probably not going to smoke this blend in this pipe again anytime soon anyway. Now that this pipe has rejoined the rotation as a kind of a short, wide tobacco chamber, and probably switch this over to a Latakia-based blends or English blends. But I do intend to order more of this tobacco and keep it on hand for dessert smokes. So, we're supposed to call out, I think we are anyway, we're supposed to call out 3 people to continue this, talking about our first pipe and first tobacco. So, there's quite a number of people I could call out, but there's some people that I've been watching for quite a while that I don't recall them talking about this subject. And one of these guys I've been watching for, I don't know, like 11 years or something. I'd have to look at his channel to see, but I was watching his videos years before I started making videos, and that's Backcountry Pipe. So I'm calling you out if you so choose. You know, no pressure. You know, any of you guys, no pressure. If you want to, do it. If you don't, that's cool. But Backcountry Pipe, Brad and Pipes and Kayaks, man. Why don't you get out and make a video if you're up for it? And Aldo Leopold, who I also don't recall ever hearing his origin story of pipe smoking. But maybe he's talked about it, but I don't recall it at the moment. And if nobody's called you out and you feel like talking about this, do it anyway. You know, it's a decent subject for a little video. So, as far as aromatics go, this is a pretty good one. Pretty good one. Really, quite a step above many of the other goopy Black Cavendish blends that end up tasting like hot air rather than how they smell in the pouch. And this one can too if you puff too vigorously. But I think part of the reason this smokes relatively well is the chunky cut of the tobacco itself. It burns pretty slow. And this pipe, although it's not in my top 10 of good smokers, there is a reason I've kept it all these years, and it's not just nostalgia. It does smoke well, and I like the shape. It feels wonderful in the hand. I suppose you'd call that an author shape. And I love a well-executed saddle bit stem, which this is, although the button could definitely use a bit of work. But comfortable enough. So, y'all take care and get outside.